I'm Kevin Casey. I'm a professional mixed martial arts fighter. And right now, what I'm about to do is issue a warning out to all other competitors.
I don't want overs. I just expect them to happen.
Fatty's gonna fatty is real.
Oh, give me fucking truth, baby. Come on. Let's go.
How have I been successful in life?
Welcome to this week's edition of the MMA Analysis Podcast. I am your host, Do Shaun. Probably one of the better wins of Do Bronx's career. That's very, very good, and people fucking hated it. Interesting. I get it, but it's he did what he had to, and he did impressive things. How we doing, Wes?
Pretty good. Back to getting busy. Busy time of the year, and yeah, there's a lot going on in the fighting world, the sports world,
Circus.
March just started. Yeah, the fighting world is just an absolute shit show. I mean, you know, Jake Paul's doing fucking interviews for the Netflix shit, and then today he's literally up in Northern Kentucky dancing with dipshit at a campaign rally. So it's like shit never stops in this space, man. It never stops. We guess, you know, mixing that too, we did get the White House card announcement, which was a big kind of flaccid fucking announcement. I mean, don't get me wrong, like it's got some decent fights, but like, I mean, somebody said if this was just an International Fight Week pay-per-view card, you'd be like, you know, it's good, but you know, and this is supposed to be the greatest shit of all time. Like, yeah,
it's a very good card. But we were promised card of ever. Best card ever, and
it was the main getting canceled. Like that would have been I guess it erased it a little, but something like this, you have to have Connor or Bones. Like however you feel about them. Like you need Illa on there, you need Pereira, you need all of those dudes on something you're gonna call like that. But you know, the whole thing of Dana White doing his shit now to where he's almost like a politician, to where he literally just lies about. Now, don't get me wrong, he's always been like that, but now it's just blatant. He'll lie about fighters and shit and don't even care anymore because it's like we control it all. But like they're obviously negotiating with John Jones to be on that card because Dana ain't doing it. You know, I mean, we know that now. But they're seriously trying to get him on that card. And then it's like, you can't pay him what he wants. And then it's like, we never talked to him. That's lies. He's out. He's done. He's actually
wanted him.
Well,
he was never my
retired.
friend. He was never my friend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then you can't work out Connor. You can't, you blow that. Then like, if it was going to be Illa and Makhachev, like that's a banger. Like that's a legitimate, like one of the best fights to make in the entire sport. You don't get that. You get Gagey. You get Pereira fighting like for a trinket belt again. And you know us on this show, we're pretty big Pereira fucking supporters and, you know, kind of have glazed his fucking accomplishments in a short amount of time in the UFC. That's not a third belt. That ain't a third belt. I ain't recognizing that shit as no third belt. Would be tremendous to go up and beat a sort of title contender in a heavyweight fight. That ain't no fucking third belt though, man. Like
that UFC heavyweight belt has been the most fraudulent belt since
the lineal champ don't even fight in the promotion anymore.
Since they let the hog go, it's been fraudulent.
Yeah,
the fights we're getting, the interim fights we're getting, the results of some of these fights, it's a joke. The heavyweight belt has been a joke. The hog put a curse on them. It would be fucking cool if we got the Hog versus Jones not in the UFC, so they can both make big money. But I will not hold my breath for that because the UFC are shrill businessmen who are not just going to let John Jones go. But it would be cool. It would be cool.
If they did do that, I think that fight would happen. I think Netflix, they would pay John a fucking a retirement check, and he would absolutely take it.
Yep.
30
mil. That's what it'll get.
Straight up 30 mil, and they'd get it. Like that's still to this day, John at this advanced stage. That's the biggest fight in the sport. Still, like John Jones and Ngannou it's your fucking Randy Fedor. It's it's that fight and it's never going to get made because the UFC is never ever going to let John Jones walk away from a contract. I will say props to Ngannou getting asked about his legacy yesterday and given the best response you will ever hear about legacy and current day MMA or boxing for that matter, combat sports. The way fighters are treated and paid overall, legacy means nothing when you're broke down and broke.
He's a prize fighter. That's what all these fighters would love to be. But he is them. And he is one of the few that's been able to get out and make actual life-changing money. And 99.99% of the UFC roster over time, there's only a handful of those dudes. And they usually had to leave or be Connor.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, it's very few. I don't know how many you can name that actually got away from a UFC contract and went on to even make life-changing money like Ngannou.
I mean, Nate made, well, he was supposed to make good money until they didn't pay him for the Masvidal fight, and he's going to court for that. But I'm sure he made good money.
Yeah, Jake got
against
him paid.
Jake Paul.
Yeah,
and the houses are cheap in old Stockton West, so that is life-changing money for that man, considering the neighborhood that he lives in.
Absolutely. Yeah, just it's good to hear, a real perspective on a guy that can talk about it. And, the train is starting to like sway a little bit. The UFC has gotten so big and taken over so much. This ain't going to be the same government administration, for years to come. And they are starting to have a monopoly on shit. There's other events outside of the UFC. I mean, when you have Ronda Rousey who can pull press from any genre of entertainment in this country and has, when she starts saying the things that she was saying, and you have the lineal heavyweight champion still saying the things he's saying, like UFC fighters were speaking out these past few weeks, like Aljo. I mean, I know Aljo's been talking forever, but like, there's other dudes that were starting to say some stuff these past few weeks. And like, I'm not going to like go on that soapbox again for fighter pay because they have to do something about it. But when that Conor Ben money, like that's one of those moments in time to where it's like, if something does happen, you look back, it's going to be them giving fucking him. Like, that's just, you look at that and you're a UFC fighter, you got to feel pretty fucking stupid, man. You got to feel pretty fucking dumb.
Yep. And they can't really do much about it because they think unions are woke, and so that shit is not gonna happen. We had a numbered event pay-per-view card on Saturday, and it was something. Little bit of everything. Lots of terrible fights on the undercard. We had somebody puking after getting punted in the nuts.
Still cash, baby.
Had some nasty, yes, we did. Yeah, we had some nasty KOs, and then the last three were not the not the
True.
bangers that they could have been, I guess. Of course, in the main event, winning and maybe retiring the BMF championship, we had Charles Do Bronx Oliveira absolutely pulling out the singlet and wrestling Max Holloway like nobody has ever done. Really wish he would have snatched up and finished those subs in the first 2 rounds, but it's the way she goes. Lose money, still happy for Do Bronx, who has made us a lot of money. Wes, your thoughts on the fight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely shocked that he didn't get one of those neck cranks. He was on his jaw deep one time. Like Max is insane. Like he was just that was always going to be a bad matchup for Max Holloway. I mean, the money line was kind of crazy. Still, that's an insane performance against a legitimate all-time great in Max Holloway, and Charles made him look fucking silly out there. Wish he would have got the finish too. Had some money line, but I had a couple dumb parlays that cashed with him winning inside the distance. That was brutal, man. Like I said, shocked that he didn't get one of those in. I think after a few rounds, he kind of ran out of a little bit of steam, and then Max was just, I mean, his defense is good. Surprising, but Max has always been good defensively when he's gotten there, but man, never stays there long like that. That was crazy to watch. Do Bronx's offensive, like straight up offensive wrestling is some of the best you'll see at 155, man. It's crazy how far his game's evolved outside of just subs, but yeah, great performance, and Max is perfectly fine. That dude's going to put on more bangers and get more wins. That BMF belt, like that thing's just, to me, is dumb anyway. So I really don't give a fuck if it goes anywhere. It's just another trinket that they sell shit on. I don't know. You make a good point that, like, if it gets them more money, then I guess I hope it stays around.
I just don't know when there's no more pay-per-view. Is anybody actually getting any more money?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Yeah. But like, yeah, I mean, if Charles gets that sub first round, like it's a different story. If he gets a sub, even the second, it's a completely different story. Max just defended very fucking great, man. So like, I don't know what you expect Do Bronx to just stand there and bang with him. And even if he did, Do Bronx got all of the fucking upper hand in every bit of striking exchanges when they were on the feet. He was hitting him harder at the end when Max was like pointing down. Charles landed on him there too. So who knows?
He was landing big shots.
Shots, yeah.
In the very few seconds that this fight was on the feet, he bullied him. That did look like a 45er versus a 55er. I know Max has filled out a bit since he's kind of staying at this weight, but Do Bronx is a big and strong 155er, and he did the thing. It really sucks that Do Bronx got kind of smoked by the top 2 pound for pound fighters right now, because this dude can put on performances, and like, I don't think he's gonna ever get a rematch against either of those guys. Just kind of the way things are. I don't think either of Mac and Cheese or Topuria are gonna be fighting for long. And man, this guy is, I think he's 6-0 in rematches. He can put on performances, man. Like, I know he got cracked against Ilya. Nobody has put him out on like that, but
that video of like Ilya stopping that first takedown attempt, that like if he doesn't, it's inches that Do Bronx turns him over and Do Bronx is on top of him, or Ilya just like reversing it the other way. It's inches. Like, and if Do Bronx ends up on top of him in that first round, who knows? That man chokes out almost anybody, especially a smaller dude like that. So, but man, Ilya hits like a truck. And like, you're right. I think you're right. The way things will work out, Do Bronx will probably never see him in a cage again.
Sadly, because I would love to bet him again.
Yeah, I would.
And probably lose money. But yeah, this dude is one of the best ever. I know he couldn't get a finish, but he's got a record for most of them. He's just fought a guy that on that night was able to defend the rear naked very well. But yeah, fuck people for booing Do Bronx. You never boo Do Bronx. Rest of the main card, we were both losers on this one. A close, I mean, you can't, it's a 30-27, but it felt like a little bit of a closer fight than that. We had the nerd Bahalio defeating RDR. We had Jay Leno's Mexican, child, the Rosas, defeats Rob Font 30-27 across the board. Consensus the bet of the week on Dober Michael Johnson under 2.5 was
banger.
Yep, banger. It got a little closer than I thought it would, but it was it was crazy line movement. Not sure what that was about. And then the Hobo Cop just needed one. We said he should grapple, but he said fuck you. Wes.
Yeah, first off, look, that Michael Johnson and stuff line movement, this is still like a smallish like betting market. And how many fights, like you can't every fight that has some fight day move at, like a lot of people wait till even after weigh-ins to start making bets in MMA and fighting and shit to watch. Like it wasn't something completely egregious. And then some shit on the internet starts flying again. Look, there's going to be fight day moves in MMA always.
That was a big move. That was a big move, Wes.
Sort of.
I mean, that's a pretty
somebody
big
move. But it's like, dude, in MMA on MMA markets, like a $100,000 bet is going to move a fucking MMA line. Like it's not the NFL. They're not taking $1 million bets on this.
I guess the question is who's putting $100K on
somebody.
Drew Dober.
Somebody really liked the side. I mean, I get it. I mean,
I think if this becomes more of a thing, we might be just seeing, I don't know, bigger bettors who are sharp if they do win.
People are getting
into the market. If this is a one-off, then I'm a little more skeptical. But
like,
I don't think anybody threw that fight. It's just weird that was such a big move where we don't usually see that.
It's the fight game. It's the most crooked sport. I mean, there's been crooked betting on fighting for fucking 100 and something years. So like, I'm not saying it's never going to happen.
Usually it's an injury though. I would
there was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong. Yeah. It's
didn't seem anything wrong
knowing something. Yeah. Nothing was wrong with them, man. Michael Johnson was fucking throwing down in there. He got clipped and it's a fight that it's a volatile fucking fight, man. Like anything could have happened in that fight, but I think it's more like you hit on it. Mason post a guy like of action of a dude that apparently they respect at Bet Online and post that dude's big bets.
Yep.
Not that it's any actionable information that you should use or anything, but it's a sharp guy that they respect that makes $30,000 bets on fights, $30K, and they're respecting that and probably moving lines on it. So like, I just didn't think this one, like I saw people running with it. It was in Discord chats, people talking about there's a fix in and shit. I was like, oh, just chill out, man. It wasn't something just egregious to me. But yeah, to think that shit can't and still doesn't happen in fucking MMA where guys are making 10K, 12K and 12K. Of course. Yeah, rest like RDR. He announced he's going up to 205 now. Probably should have done that fucking a long time ago.
Yep.
Thought it was still a close fight because Bahalio sucks. Like that guy is not fucking good. I don't.
He's good enough at middleweight. That's what he is.
Yeah, it's very true. Roses look decent for the dude's still young, man, but he's got to start working on getting some damage off on the mat. Like we even talked about it going into this fight. You can't fight like that. You're not gonna stay. I mean, I know the dude's 21, but nobody wants to watch you lay on dudes and roll around. Yeah, the Dober KO was insane. Hobo Cop, literally, I threw a little bit on the 1.5 too, the over, and clipped him, got him out of there. Hobo's good, man. When he's not an idiot, the guy's good, right? Like, want to talk about 185. maybe he gets some big fights there. Yeah, and then that whole Garbrandt fight was some of the funniest shit I've seen in a while. This man's puking in a bucket, continuing to fight. This long Zhao cat is like screaming and shit. Cody's fucking screaming. I'm like, what are we doing here? And then he ends up winning the fight and cashing as a dog that I don't even know if that should have happened.
It probably should not have. It
with the
definitely shouldn't have.
deductions, but I'll take that shit. Bet Garbrandt. I'll never bet Garbrandt again.
He is so bad. He
looked
fucking washed.
He looked bad. He was going to lose that fight.
He lost the fight. He lost.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, he lost.
He looked horrible, man.
Just wild to see somebody getting kicked in the pills and dry heaving into a bucket, and somehow the ref allows the fight to continue. Rest of this card, Dante Johnson defeats Cody Brundage. You were on the over. You were a very smart man. Dante Johnson does not look to be that good, even though he was a giant favorite. We talked about it. Montez, he needed the Anaconda. He got the Anaconda. Ricky Tercios is done. We got the old Turinabol. Beats Cody Durden fairly easily. Suma Durji beats Jesus Aguilar fairly easily. Dayar, not gonna say that name, defeats Rafael Tobias, and then Rodolfo Blotto cashes. Who am I? I fucking said he needs to quit and play poker. Well, he just dusted this dude in 2 minutes. So what do I know, Wes?
Well, if they're gonna sign him up shitty wrestlers that can't strike for shit and have no chin, then yeah, Deontay Johnson, he's an athlete, played football. That man's got a stance like an 1870s boxer. I've never seen a guy so stiff and upright in my life. Yeah, you go to a split. You look in hell against Cody Brundage at times in that fight. Yeah, absolutely hilarious. Tercios is horrible. Cody Durden's horrible. Submergi's fun. And Bellato is I'm not even going to talk about that other fight. I think that was a bad decision too. I think who knows? They're all bad at the time. Yeah, that was that card was like really good a couple times, and man, the rest of it was rough. Whew. They did the CBS prelims. I can't remember where those started, but like the fights it kicked off with were like two of the worst fucking fights you could ever imagine, bro. It was bad.
Yeah, the Michael Johnson and the Hobocop fight helped that, but some of those other ones that were on CBS, I mean, we got to see the dry heave and Dante Johnson. That was horrible to watch. So lucky CBS, they got a bit of everything, which we've been saying a lot.
Did some pretty good numbers for a Saturday night. I think like a 2.5 million or something like that.
Not bad. Not bad. Now we're back in the warehouse, Wes.
Oh, you can tell.
UFC Vegas 114. They've had 14 fight night card, 114 fight night cards in the warehouse, Wes. Where has time gone?
That's
the
crazy.
Pandemic just fucked up so many things.
Everything.
So many things.
It's like a different timeline now because of that shit.
It's something special, and of course, we're gonna start out with something special. Women's bantamweight.
Yeesh.
Yara Rodriguez taking on the Sam Page. Wes, what are we doing?
Man. Yeah, I don't have anything in this fight. I would probably say that Sam Page shouldn't be like that much of a dog in like a closest women's fight, but guess it'd be a top master pick. It's about all I got. I don't want no part of this.
Wes, if I told you this was a rematch, would you believe me?
I didn't even care to look, and Actually, that doesn't sound far fetched.
It is a rematch.
Yeah.
It is a rematch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that division's banging to the point where we need to see a Piera Rodriguez Sam Hughes rematch. Yeah, it was boring then. It's going to be boring now.
Yep.
Rodriguez probably just wrestles her, just kind of like she did last time, but I don't give any fucks. Bantamweights, which are usually good, of course, lower weight classes, much better fighters. Elijah Smith taking on Su Young Yu. Wes is. Should this be fun? You tell me.
Yeah, I mean Elijah Smith seems like he's pretty decent. I thought his win over Vince Morales was pretty good. Then he fucking chokes out a fucking absolute bum last time out. So it's like you go from Vince Morales, a pretty good vet, to some fucking road to UFC guy.
The stats on that fight are ridiculous. The significant strikes were 37 to 0, and the total strikes was 61 to 2.
Yeah, he like beat the shit out of that dude. I don't know how he goes from like Vince Morales to
It's weird.
that fight.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a.
Figure those should be reversed. Yeah, probably. Feels like those should have been reversed, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how good old Su Young Yu is, but he's like 30 and a grown ass dude that's fucking swelt. So I think Elijah Smith is better. I'm not rushing to lay minus 200 on him here though. I don't think he's gonna get you out of there. The over's just it's just a pass for me, man. There's a lot of a lot of fights. I just ain't got a good read on this. I'm gonna pick Elijah Smith, of course, but yeah, just probably a total pass for me.
Yeah, I'll pick Smith, but who really knows? It's hard to know because I mean the U guy, fought on road to UFC. And then even in the UFC, he's not fighting anybody. Like AJ Cunningham gone. We saw what Lung Zhao looked like last on Saturday there. Like, I don't know. I don't. Maybe we'll see something from either of these guys, and then maybe we can bet on them next time. But I'm not counting on that either. We got the next champion, they crown these people very, very quickly in these divisions. Via Mesquita taking on Montse Rendon. Wes, is the jiu-jitsu chick just gonna smoke her?
Yeah, I might even play the under in this fight. That or Mesquita by sub. Like she's not gonna knock her out. She's a like world champion jiu-jitsu chick, but she's gonna choke this chick. So either under or just something small on a sub. But yeah, this is gonna be like a beatdown. This chick's like 30 something years old though, so we like slow down on crowning anybody anymore. Got 34-year-old, 35-year-old
35
prospects. Yeah.
She allegedly is the lady goat. I don't know what is that in reference to, because I don't believe is the greatest.
She's like a world jiu-jitsu champion multiple times over and shit. Yeah.
All right. Well, this isn't jiu-jitsu. But yeah, she probably beats
it. Is out. It is a shit bag she's fighting.
Very true. The shit bag hasn't been finished, but hasn't fought anybody with a pulse, so the Mesquita probably takes her out in the way she wants, which is a submission. Bantamweights, Luan Lacerda. If I told you that name, you probably couldn't tell me if he was a chick or a dude. Taking on Hesher Sosa, Wes.
This could say the same, I guess. I don't
know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about Sosa, but this line seems kind of crazy. I mean, I'm not betting Lacerda. It does seem kind of big. Lacerda does got, way more experience in the UFC. Losing to Cody Stamen, though, ain't a good look. But I think these dudes are just going to throw down. This is the under I was kind of looking at, but man, it's 135ers. So they have to like really throw down, or one of them hit very fucking hard to cash unders in 135 fights. And I don't know if Sosa hits that hard. I mean, he's got some TKOs, but it's in fucking Wow Madrid and fucking against guys I've never ever fucking heard of. So yeah, I might pick Lacerda and Townmaster. I just think that's kind of a crazy price going against a UFC vet, and this dude got a contract off Contender Series off of a decision. That seems kind of crazy to be over minus 200.
Yeah, it's tough to know. Is this a good Contender Series guy or just terrible? Because I mean they're giving contracts to
Last year was bad.
Anybody that can show up and get 12-12. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's probably closer. I feel like Lacerda wants this to be grappling, and Sosa might, grapple, and then it gets interesting. Yeah, I don't care enough. I'll probably take the favorite, even though it's probably a closer fight than that. Next up, lightweight, Balaji Okidoki taking on Manuel Sosa. Wes, this should be fun.
Yeah. Oki kind of throws down. Was kind of surprised that Mason Jones kind of finished him like that. That was, I believe, around the pick fight. Yeah, it was crazy. I think that's kind of what's gonna happen here. I know Souza has got some PFL and Bellator experience and stuff. Has fought in some decent guys. I mean, he did lose to fucking Archie fucking Coughlin fucking in Bellator Championship Series like a couple years, about a year and a half ago. So, I mean, I know Oki throws. The dude throws fucking hard, man. So, I mean, you're gonna give me plus 230 on a guy that can swing and bang, and if he connects against a guy who I think is going to be throwing, yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of the plus 230, and I don't mind the under either, like the under 2.5. Think if Oki gets finished again, that kind of saves you there too. So I'll be taking some Oki and a little bit under as well.
Yep, agree with you there. I think Oki forces this into a banger, and then this line becomes a lot closer because Oki can bang, and yeah, like he did get fucked up by Mason Jones, but it was he did all right himself. Yeah, I just think this is a big line on a guy that we don't really know too much about. So I plus 230, I'm gonna have to take that, and yeah, under 2.5. I don't know. I kind of like the 2.5 a little bit more, around even money, but
Yeah.
We'll see if it moves that way or if one of these books opens up that I would be interested. Welterweight division, Chris Curtis. I think this is his second fight at welterweight, and the Dr. Miktek Orlby. Second fight, I think, at 170 after just missing weight all the time. Wes, is the oral buy, was that a good win, or was Hermanson that washed?
A little of both.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
Yeah, I mean Hermanson is, I mean he's done, but like that's impressive. Like Oral B wasn't like one punching dudes now, and like I mean even going back, I think the old Uris Medish win looks a little better now. The Masvyayev, that's a good sub. That's a good win. Like he looks good up at this weight, man. And look, there's a glaring like thing now in MMA that is like cashing at an insane rate, and like there's a 10-year age gap now. That's just crazy in MMA. Chris Curtis is 38 years old with just an insane amount of fights and fight time at this point. Has been taking some decent like damage here over the past few years. So I mean injuries, uh you're starting to see the wear and tear. And I just think Oral B is gonna put the pressure on him and back him up and be trying to grapple and grind. Chris Curtis's takedown defense is fairly good, but he can be held up against the cage, and I think that's what's gonna happen here. So I like the old Oral B. I have him in a parlay, and I think this probably goes 15. So don't hate Oral B by decision as well.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Curtis kind of always had really, really good takedowns, or he would get up right away. And his other good thing was he's durable as fuck. But I mean, that only lasts so long. And yeah, the more I thought about this fight, like Oral B, you know, I thought he was going to be really good. And then the Rebecki fight kind of scared me away because I was like, dude, what? Like you kind of gassed out there. And like, I know, you know, he puts on a pace, and I don't know, he just ran into a wood chipper that night. I think he's going to be better at this weight class. And he's not killing himself to make that weight, which I think is going to help his durability and obviously his gas tank. So I kind of think that Chris Curtis is a bit shot at this point. You know, he fights down to as an opponent, and he just doesn't throw as much as he used to, and I don't think he's going to be able to land a bunch to keep Oral B off of him. And you know, Oral B might not be getting takedowns, but he's going to be grinding on him and punching him against the fence and just wearing on this dude, if not making him, you know, defend takedowns. So I think Oral B wears him out. I was kind of looking more to the over and goes to decision. I think I'll probably play that, but I'm kind of just leaning towards just putting Oral B in a parlay. So I think that's kind of the safer route. Obviously, it's a much bigger number, but I think it's a bunch safer in case Oral B really does the damage, which he usually does. So leaning towards just taking Oral B in a parlay. Next up in the magical middleweight division. If I told you this was a rematch, there's probably a coin flip chance that it is. I don't think it is, but Brad Tavares taking on Eric Anders.
I seriously couldn't tell you. Brad Tavares has fought like everybody twice in this fucking company. Yeah, I was trying to talk myself into betting Tavares here, but line's starting to creep away from me, and I think that's probably a good thing because who knows in this fight. I think Tavares is still a little more there than Anders. I think fucking Anders is just about completely done, man. Getting absolutely smoked by fucking CDL last time. I mean, 38 years old, all the beatings that guy's taken. I think Tavares gets it done here, man, but in the minus 140 range, that's probably a little too far for me. So if that line comes back down in probably the minus 120, something in there, I'll probably take a little Tavares. But hopefully it just creeps the other way so I can just stay away because Tavares is fucking 36, 30. He's 38 too at this point. So yeah, Anders way more wear and tear though than Brad Tavares.
Yeah, I'm not betting either of these guys. No, thank you. Yeah, Eric Anders has let me down a bunch, and he looks completely washed. As his last couple wins do not age well at all. Jamie Pickett, who that was his 5th loss in a row. and then a Chris Weidman in 2024, almost 2025. So yeah, those aren't good wins. And then gets run over by CLD. Brad Tavares got run over pretty good, but he showed some fucking durability, and he could have been out of there a lot sooner. And he stuck around until the third. So I think I would trust Tavares' durability. Who knows? These guys probably won't throw that much, and not much will happen, and it'll probably go to a decision, which is amazing and will be a middleweight special. Flyweight division, Bruno Silva, Charles Johnson. Should be a fun one. Wes?
Yeah, so a guy that lost a couple back, was getting fucking tooled on, and clips a guy that makes a stupid fucking mistake, and then gets fucking one punched by Alex Perez his last time out, is now a minus 180 favorite against almost anyone. But against fucking Bruno Silva, a dude that's going to come out there and fucking and throw some heat, can grapple if he needs to. I think the grappling's just going to keep it up, and they're going to throw. Like Bruno Silva's losses here lately are Josh Van
aging very well.
and Manuel Cobb, yeah. And he went a few rounds with those dudes and threw with them until he kind of ran out of gas. I don't get this line, man. I don't think much of Charles Johnson. I kind of love Bruno Silva in this fight at the price, man. This fight almost seems like it's flipped to me that Bruno Silva should be a small favorite. So, yeah, this is one of the better looks on the card, in my opinion. I don't think Bruno Silva is moving out of the pocket and getting clipped and knocked out by Charles Johnson. So I think he's got more power. I think he can grapple and grind if he needs to do that. I like him quite a bit at that price.
Yeah, this number seems off. I think Bruno Silva can win in different ways. Like Charles Johnson's going to have to win this by sticking and moving and just jabbing for 3 rounds, and hoping that Silva gasses out, which I guess is possible. But Bruno Silva can bang. I don't trust Cody or Charles Johnson's chin. Bruno Silva, he has a fucking not a lot of knockdowns for a flyweight. Yep. And yeah, that chin of Johnson's got tagged, and it very well could on Saturday as well. And I also think that Bruno Silva can out grapple this dude as well. Like I know Charles Johnson showed good takedown defense, or a good get up game for the most part.
He's been on his back a lot. He's been on his back a lot though, man.
But yeah, it's been worse lately, and people have been able to get him down. So I like Bruno Silva here. Him inside is not an amazing number. I was hoping for a much larger one, but as we know, Silva throws fucking bungalows and gets a shit ton of knockdowns for a flyweight. So that's kind of why it's creeping up there now. It's him by KO is plus 500, 578, 550. I think it's probably worth a little bit of a sprinkle, but I'm gonna play just him straight for a lot bigger. You can get him around plus 155, plus 160 in some spots. So that's what we like. Plus 155 is what we're going with, I think. Yep. And yeah, that's gonna be the consensus bet of the week. We've won a couple in a row. We're up a couple units. Old Bobby Green helped that out a couple weeks ago, and let's keep this train rolling. Sound good, Wes?
Yeah, I mean, we should have had a couple 3-1 dogs on our record here recently, but we know when to not mush who we actually really like. And, as long as we can pick winners, we'll not mush our faves.
That is always the plan. This one should be interesting. Of course, it's in the most interesting division ever, heavyweight, Victor Petrino taking on Steven Asplund. Wes.
Yeah, man. Petrino is like so fucking fraudulent, but I don't know. Is Asplund like, I don't know. Can he knock out Petrino? Like, the guy hits. He seems like he's got decent cardio, got a decent chin. I mean, he did get choked out by Denzel Freeman, like in LFA a while back, a couple years back. I don't think Petrino's doing that. This is going to be kickboxing. Petrino likes to stand up and throw. It's like, it's not great. I mean, Dustin Jacoby got him. I'm trying to talk myself into Asplund here, but I don't know. Something's just telling me that this dude's going to get clipped, but I don't know. Who knows? I'm hoping the over creeps down. Like, I want to bet some fatties here. We got the ultimate fatty on one side, a chiseled fraud on the other side. So I know Asplund always kind of he'll take a little bit and get into the second round and shit in a lot of his fights. So I'm hoping this over creeps down a little bit. 150 is just a little too high, but if I can get it down in the minus 130 something range, I'll probably take a little over. And I don't know, probably a half shot on the flabby body, because I think Petrino's just an absolute fraud, and maybe this dude's got enough of a chin to hang out for a round and then get him in the second.
It's interesting because, like, usually these guys coming off Contender Series get a little bit of hype, and usually they're sizable favorites. And Asplund in his first fight after that just absolutely like smoked the Sheriff. So it's a bit surprising. I mean, I guess they think Victor Petrino is that good. And I mean, the question is how dumb is Victor Petrino going to be? That is the question. Yep. Because if he's smart, he does grapple.
Yep.
And then it becomes a lot easier for him. But he has fucking fell in love with his striking at points. He's been a little bit smarter in the last against Peterson, he, I guess, kind of threw down because, Peterson's that fucking bad. I don't think that would be a good idea for this matchup. So he should grapple. He probably grapples, but Asplund, he's big enough to, he can clip him, and it's never a bad idea to bet against some donks when they're, pretty sizable favorites. So
yeah.
I don't know I might take Asplund. I don't know if I'll play that over. It is heavyweights and these find ways, and
you don't want like that kind of juice on it.
No, and it's I don't know. You seem to have a keen eye for these. You were trained well from Bradley. I've dipped my toe in on the fatties, so I will believe you if you're taking the over, but I don't think I'll mush you on that one. Featherweight division, Marwan Rahiki and the Hairy Hard Dick. Wes, why is this fight where it is?
I have no idea. Old Hardwick was an absolute embarrassment in his fucking UFC debut. All this hype coming from Cage Warriors, and I know he was an underdog, but literally, he got his fucking leg kicked off. He's out there limping around. He got his calf fucking beat up. It was hilarious. I have no idea about this Rahiki, whatever. Looks like he got a finish on the Contender Series. I just don't know enough about him. I guess he should be minus 275 here. This is one you were saying where they got some hype. You'd almost want to fade that, but that Hardwick fight was an embarrassment. I don't know how anybody could lay money on a dude like that. So yeah, it's a pass for me. I had no idea coming into this one. So yeah, total pass.
Yeah, I don't have much. I mean, the Rahiki, that fight was fucking stupid on Contender Series. You don't often see any fights. I don't know if there has been. I mean, if you go long enough, you get the Pat Berries and Czech Congos that had that many knockdowns on each side, but you see four
Oh
knockdowns.
yeah, I've
Four
remembered,
knockdowns in a
yeah.
fucking fight, like holy shit. So yeah, this number's probably a bit wide, but like you said, Hardwick, a little bit of hype comes in and just couldn't get out of the way of a leg kick, and just that's bad. Now is
Tall guy
Rahiki gonna
defense.
be the guy that fucking kicks his leg off again? I kind of doubt it. But yeah, so I don't know. This number probably should be closer, but like you, I don't really want to bet on a guy that just got his leg punted off, that had a bunch of hype coming in. Staying at featherweight, Andre Touchy-Feely, Jose Delgado. Feely has an interesting career. He has only won twice in a row, twice in his career, and every other time he's lost and then won, and then lost and won, alternating wins and losses. It's fucking wild. So what happened last time, Wes?
He got a decent win against Christian Rodriguez. So
Yep. And so of course now he gets to step up, and he's an underdog, and he's probably going to lose to Jose Delgado.
yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's the story of his career. Just never ever had any consistency, right? It's been a couple times you think Philly's turning the corner, and he's gonna be decent top 15 fighter, top 10 fighter, and he does the same old shit. He should lose this fight. Like Delgado is younger, the more skilled guy at this point, even at his young age, but he misses weight last time, gets absolutely stout on by Nathaniel Wood. Like that was a bad loss. The only way you could justify betting this fight is just the number. Like Feely just feels kind of wide here against a young dude coming off a loss that didn't look good. Feely's a vet, gonna give him an honest fight. You could see it being a close 15-minute fight. So 3-1 seems a little steep to me, but like you said, Feely's inconsistency and Delgado's just the better fighter. So probably a pass, but I'll probably pick Feely and Taubmaster just because that line feels pretty wide.
Yeah, like Feely's losses lately have aged fine. He loses to the Milk Weasel, Dan Ige, Nathaniel Wood, Brito. Like those are fine losses. So I guess the question is Delgado the caliber of those fighters, or is he a little bit of a step down? And does that step down, how close does this fight get? The Nathaniel Wood Delgado fight was close. I mean, it was a nice comeback win for Nathaniel Wood, and Delgado still cracked him. And Feely's chin has kind of historically been a bit of a liability. So I could see Delgado catching that chin. That's probably how he does it. His price on Inside is not very good. And he's probably a little bit of a bigger favorite than he should be. So I'll just stay away, but picking him to get the finish. Next up, light heavyweight. Oh boy. We got the fraud Omar C taking on the cute labia. Wes?
Yeah. I'm thinking and I'm hoping. I think this fight's kind of boring. Like I think C is just a very timid fighter. Dude's got the skills and shit, but he just I know last time out he was coming off that Menifil loss. So I mean, he went out there, but it was against fucking Ribeiro, who is an absolute trash can. OQ Labia ain't that. that dude is a decent fighter, man. His fight IQ has gone up just tremendously. He doesn't fight as stupid as he used to. Um, I think this fight's just kind of slow. So I like the over in the fight. I'm hoping it comes down a little more. There's some minus 140s out there now. Would probably still play that, but it looks like it could get a little bit better. Um, man, I'm leaning towards Cute Labia as a 2-1 dog here, man. Like the dude's always in like competitive close fights. Nobody like gets him out of there. And like we've seen how C kind of responds when he's got some friction and a guy that just isn't getting bum rushed and beat up like Ribeiro was last time. I don't see OQ Labia getting bum rushed and taken out like that. So how does C react again? Does he go back to like that Minifield fight where he refuses to fucking do anything? I don't think it's a bad line on Q Labia. So probably a small bet on him as a 2-1 dog here, but I like that over 1.5 quite a bit.
Omar C just lost a boring ass decision to Alonzo Menifield 9 months ago.
Mhm.
And he is now a minus 240 favorite to the Cute Labia. Seems wide. He does have like an 8-inch reach advantage. So I do think Cute Labia's got to get takedowns. He couldn't really get them and didn't seem like he tried too hard against the Bukaki last time out, but I think he probably should push that. Omar C seems to like be an okay grappler, so I don't know. I guess people are, the line's assuming that C can stuff those takedowns, and then when it's on the feet, he's just going to have the longer jab and kind of box Cute Labia's face off. I guess. Like you, I think I like the over more than I like Cute Labia, but Cute Labia is a plus 200 dog. So I'll probably play the over, sprinkle Cute Labia. Yeah, I still think this guy is not that good, and he's back to being a giant favorite again. We kind of learned this lesson with old Zellhuber. I think we might learn our lesson again with this guy, because I don't think he's anything special. Women's bantamweight co-main event of the evening. Yes, co-main event of the evening. We got the Canadian that is far and away number one pound for pound Canadian.
Absolutely.
I mean, I guess old Eamon's gonna be fighting on the White House, but I still don't think Eamon Zahabi's very good. He's just puts himself in positions to win. But yeah, pound for pound number one Canadian, Jillian Robinson taking on Amanda Lemos. Wes, what's going to happen here?
Yeah, I think Robertson does end up getting takedowns here. We've seen Amanda Lemos on her back a lot against people that have a little bit of not even offensive wrestling. If you can get trips and stuff on her, she'll wind up on her back. I do think her guard is very good though, and she's very good defensively off her back. So I think Robertson probably gets to a pretty clear decision win here, in my opinion. I think Robertson is pretty good, man. She'll be trying to do damage on the mat. She'll be trying to go for subs, but I think Lemos's defense is pretty good. So, I mean, Robertson decision is out there at, let's see. There's some plus 180 out there. Robertson decision. That's pretty good in my book. So, I have Robertson in a parlay, and I like her by decision at that plus 180 price. It's out there.
Yeah. Robertson probably gets takedowns. I guess the question is Lemos, how long can she fight him off? And if she does fight him off, is she going to get enough offense back? Probably not. So I think Robertson probably gets it done. I was thinking Robertson and the over 1.5 or plus 105.
That's nice.
That's nice. Robertson has been getting a decent amount of, second and third round finishes. Well, I guess it's mostly just in the second. Usually if it goes over than that, she's not really getting a finish, but I think maybe those 2.5 minutes or 7.5 minutes might make a bit of a difference, but Robertson probably gets it done. She's good. She's got decent ground and pound. So I guess there's a worry that Lemos gets beat up on the ground or caught in something, but Lemos has looked tough. Looked decent against Suarez. It's hard to know what Suarez is. The injuries have just ruined what could have been a pretty decent career, I think. So it's just hard to know what that was, but she fought off a bunch of takedowns and made it a close fight. Went 3 rounds against Mackenzie Dern, who's dangerous but can't really get takedowns. Zhang Weili had her down for most of the fight and couldn't get a finish. So I don't know. This fight probably goes long, and it's probably Robertson, the one that's ends up on top for the most part and lands more of the damaging blows. So I might take that SGP, or might just take goes decision. We shall see, Wes.
Mm-hmm.
Main event time. It's we've seen a bit of these. We got the grizzled vet that might be nearing the end against a bit of a hyped up prospect. Does the vet have a chance to not get embarrassed by a young guy, Wes?
Man, Emmett is 41 at this point. This is what a 17-year age difference. That is just, that's insane. I will say Emmett looks fucking jacked up as usual.
Yeah,
like the videos I've seen, he looks in incredible shape. Look, the guy still got that fucking rocket launcher for a fucking hand, and if he lands it on anybody clean, he's gonna hurt you. And I think people forget this last fight a little bit. Like, Giga was looking decent in that fight until he got clipped and caught. So like Emmett could definitely land. Willie, I mean, who knows? The line's so big. You can't really be on old Vallejos here. I like the under 3.5 in this fight. I think one of these guys are getting nuked. Like, Emmett can take some shit, but it's starting to add up faster and faster. I'm not sure if he's getting bombed on because he's going to be coming forward and throwing. I'm not sure he can take fucking 3.5 rounds of getting bombed on from this kid. So if Emmett doesn't connect with that bomb, I think he eventually is getting taken out sometime in the second, third round. So I like the under 3.5, and I'll probably have to throw some lunch money on Emmett KO. Like, that price is just absolutely insane to where we know if he lands something clean on a 24-year-old dude that was getting hit a little bit by Giga. 800 I think is out there. That's a little crazy. So just a small play on that, but I like the under.
Yeah. Josh Emmett has won me some money, but then he's kind of with how he fights, he's suckered me in, and I feel like I always throw a dart on him to land the bomb, because for a long time he did land those bombs. And I mean, when he did it against Bryce Mitchell, that was that's an all-time achievement award right there for society. We've kind of seen his limits at this point. Lerone Murphy is very fucking good, and he styled on him. But Emmett still was able to get takedowns and made it a closer fight than what it could have been. I really thought that he would be able to mix it up a bit and get a chance to land a bomb on Zalal, and Zalal just fucking snuffed that out so quickly. I don't think Vallejos is gonna have that much success grappling. I think they probably cancel it out. Vallejos, not the best takedowns. Emmett's good enough takedown defense. So they're gonna probably bomb, and Vallejos, we saw in that Giga fight, he doesn't throw soft strikes. So I like the under 3.5 as well. I think these guys are gonna throw bombs. The younger guy probably lands and gets the old guy that's taking some damage out of there. But if this becomes a brawl, not many people that have the power that Josh Emmett does. So he's gonna sucker me, and I'm gonna throw some change on Emmett KO at plus 850. But the much bigger play is going to be the under 3.5. I think we see some violence, and somebody's going to sleep. You got anything else, Wes?
No. It's hopefully we get some balance to close out that card. I think we could see some lulls in the action in some of those fights. So yeah, at least we have got a banger main event coming up next week. That should be very, very interesting.
Yeah. Who knows? They might even get a title shot, but with UFC days, I wouldn't fucking guarantee it.
We'll see. It took I don't know if Elo ever. He could probably sub out fucking Lerone and fucking around, and they'll find some reason not to give it to him. But
yeah.
Good main event next week.
Good main event. Should be some violence on that card. They're back in London, so they got the UK fighters, and some of them throw down. So should see some people losing some brain cells. The undercard is just so bad until you get closer to the main card, and then the main card's okay for a fight night card that's not in a warehouse. Got a couple good main events in a row. Week after that, we got Adesanya against Piper. That could end very sadly. And then I guess we got Moicano, Chris Duncan. So of course we're back in the warehouse. So we gotta get through the mud for a little bit until we get to UFC 327, which is a fucking banger card. That is a deep card. So of course we're gonna pay for our sins, and we will have to to grit through the next little bit here.
Go sign up for March Madness.
Right. Yes. I don't even did Ivan put what year it is? I don't know if he put that, but we've been doing it. 13. I mean, it's as many as Toutmaster or close to it. I can't remember, but yeah, that's March Madness Pick'em contest. I think it's cheap, isn't it? Like $25.
Yeah, 25. Yeah, it's cheap.
It's fun if you're looking for
gonna have my almost 5-year-old son just pick teams this year, so y'all better not lose to a 5-year-old.
Yeah, it's March Madness is always fun. Lost a little luster. I think that's just something where I was younger and I had the time to sit and just watch every weekend, endless basketball. Unfortunately, now I have to, take care of kid and one on the way that's gonna get here on Saturday. So that should be interesting. We'll see how things go. I will try my best, but we'll see how things go on Saturday. We'll figure out podcast after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, good luck to everybody's bets, and we'll hopefully maybe be back next week. You folks have a good one. We're out.